Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our Sistas recap. This is season 1, episode 19, and it was titled Give Me the Night. So y'all, this episode opened up so tragic, but we already kind of knew it was gonna open up. I shouldn't say, well, it was tragic. So we already knew it was gonna open up that way because that's how it ended last week. So it kind of opened up with Maurice and that dickhead of a guy. I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to remember his name because his name is not important. But he was fighting Maurice basically because he has a issue with himself. He wants to fight Maurice. So Maurice, like, he was giving him a good fight, but it looked like his wig. Y'all saw how his wig kept getting in the way or whatever like that. And then a dude overpowered Maurice and was just like he was just like stomping him and just like punching him. And then this MF had a nerve to be talking about something. What's my name? You like, really though, my child? And then he sped off. So I didn't realize they were still at the bank. Somebody in the comments had said they were still at the bank, and I didn't even realize he was still at the bank. For some reason, I thought he had went to the show, but he was outside the show. But I did remember once they put that comment down there that Maurice did say he was going to meet him at the bank, and then head over to the show. So Maurice probably wanted to meet him at the bank because, like the person in the comments said, you know who you are. I can't remember. Y'all know I'm bad with names, but you know who you are. So shout out to you. It's cameras all around the bank. So regardless if like Maurice, like if he get amnesia or something like that, because he might have brain damage or something, or anything like that, they got the cameras out there at the bank. So hopefully they got him and will lock his ass up because he needs to be locked up. Next we see Danny. She in the kitchen with Preston or whatever. Bri calls Danny and she mad or whatever. And Danny like, what you mad for, girl? And Danny had said something to Preston about the steak. And she was like, oh, he over there. Why I let you go? She was like, no. Talk to me. So she tell him that Calvin is at the on the stage or whatever. And she was like, what he doing on the stage? She was like, I don't know, girl. Lip syncing to some country song. Danny start cracking up. And then she on so Bri was like, well, I'm getting ready to leave. Danny was like, no, don't leave. Go back in there and throw some nickels on the stage or whatever. I was like, some nickels though? So Bri was like, no, I ain't gonna do that. She was like, yeah, go ahead, girl, go back in there. So they hang up, whatever. Bri walks back in there. Javier is like, oh, I thought you was leaving. She was like, no, I decided to stay. Calvin's still singing. And then she walks up there with like some change in her hand and she tosses the coins up there. He looked, but he ain't like stop or whatever. So then he's still singing and stuff. And then he like, I've been singing here for years, and the reason why I came here today is because I brought my dad here. And look, why is they had a whole oxygen mask on? Who walks around with the whole oxygen? First of all, it would be the nasal, whatever. So he got the whole oxygen mask on his face. He talking about his dad, and this is the dad with cancer. This is not the one we saw in the back. He like his dad's sick, so he busted him out of the hospital and took him there to sing to him because that's his favorite place or whatever. Then here go Javier. Yeah, he only did this twice, the first time to strip to raise money for one of the queens, and this time for his dad because his dad is sick or whatever. I was like, Javier, you couldn't have dropped that information a little bit sooner, and then right now, all this, you want to go up there and talk to him. Oh, look at him sing. Like you had all this other conversation, but you couldn't say that this is the second time this man is sung up there. And then why you act like this the first time you met Calvin? No. Scratch that. The first time you when you met him at Bri's house, I'm tired. When you met him at Bri's house, why did you act like that was the first time you met him? But you saw him at the club before, stripping for a queen. But you act like that was the first time you met him at Bri's house. Child. But now you know his whole backstory. Get the beep out of here. Anyway, of course, Bri start feeling dumb and all this other crap. So, of course, she leave. I'm so tired of Bri feeling stupid for doing what the hell she wanted, for what she did or whatever. Girl, if you ain't want to throw the nickels up there, you shouldn't throw the nickels. If you wanted to leave, you should have goddamn left. Like, why are you doing all this? Like, she's annoying. The storyline is annoying. I'm tired of it. Like, Legit. I'm tired of Calvin not being gay, insinuating he gay. I'm tired of all that. I'm tired of all that. And I'm tired of Bri when she find out that, oh, he might not really be gay. That's what they say. Then, oh, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. Just let them be done. Anyway, we at the police station, y'all. The kid finished the police officer then went underneath her nails or something like that. She completed the kit. Karen like, yo, is it a back door in here or something like that? And she was like, yeah, it is. But why? She was like, oh, okay, because I think the guy who did this is out there. She was like, oh, the guy who did this is out there. She was like, yeah, come with me. And Andy like, no, I don't want to. Child. The police officer pulled her out there in the middle of the freaking lobby, asking her to point out the assailant. Really? Since when they do that? When? Since when? Look, I ain't in law enforcement, but I done watched enough Law and Order, okay, to have like an honorary badge of like a law enforcement or something like that. I didn't watch the original Law and Order, SVU Law and Order, Criminal Intent Law. I didn't watch them all, okay? I ain't never see them bring somebody in front of the assailant in the middle of the lobby and be like, point him out. No. They could have did that better. She points him out. And then Jasmine looked like she was sucking on his neck or something. I don't know what that's about. I think they doing something like legit. I really feel like them two locking like that. But anyway, the officer go over to him and he like, stand up, you under arrest or whatever. He like, what are you talking about? I ain't under no arrest or whatever. And so of course he see Andy and he like, oh, that bitch lying, she lying, I ain't do nothing to her. And the officer like, I'm not gonna tell you again. And at first he said he was a lawyer. She was like, oh, okay, what you want, a cookie type thing? And so she locked him up or whatever. Not locked him up. Yeah, put the handcuffs on him and took him to the bag. He said he's slurring out, that bitch lying, I'm gonna do all that. I'm just like, all right, whatever. Here go Jasmine with the whole color purple thing. Everything you touch gonna turn. Girl, if you don't shut up. So Andy and Karen go walking out the door or whatever like that. Then we back with Danny and Preston. Of course, she all full off the food or whatever. She's saying the food was good. And she was like, yeah, it was good, but I shouldn't be eating this late. And he was like, yeah, I shouldn't either. And she was like, well, it's okay for you because you look like that. But he was like, what are you talking about? And she was just like, well, you look like a snack and I look like a full meal. And he was like, what's wrong with that or whatever? And she was like, I look like a full meal. And he like, what's wrong with that? I like Buffett's. He like, Buffett's I like it all. So he said he's telling her that and no, she was like, what's wrong with you or whatever, why you keep saying stuff like that? So she keep questioning when he keep giving her compliments and stuff, because he keep telling her she beautiful, how much he like her, and she been dogged all her life or whatever like that, so she is not believing it. So he like, what's the problem, whatever like that. And she was like, oh, no, here go your clothes. So he was like, no, let's stop all that. What's going on in your pretty little head? She was like, Dad, what are you doing? And he was like, what you want me to say? You got a big ass head? She's talking about, what? No, but is my head big? Or whatever. And so she called him a liar, whatever. He like, yo, no, I'm not a liar. Like, a man only has his word, and everything I say to you is true or whatever. And she had like this moment where it was kind of like, you could see where she wasn't as self-confident as she appears to be, but she was saying like, she don't want him to erase everything she believes about herself. And he was like, well, what is that? And she was like, that I'm strong, I'm powerful, and I'm intense. And so he goes over there and kisses her and was like, and you're beautiful. And so she was crying and stuff like that. And then he was like, say it. And then she was just like, I'm beautiful. And then he told her to say it again. So she did. And so then he started kissing like on her neck, on her shoulder, on her breast and stuff. And was just saying like he wanted to see all of her and all this other stuff. And then I think went down. And I mean, she didn't really react like, ooh, yeah, like that or nothing like that. But she was like I guess she was just trying to think about it. Like, is this really real? Like, can I have this or whatever? Then we got off of them. Then we see Andy, Karen, and Zach. They in the car. Karen asked Andy if she okay, and Andy was just like, yeah, I just want to kind of forget about it or whatever. And Karen apologized and was like, yeah, she said something like, what did she say? She said something like she wanted to forget it too or whatever. And here go Zach making it all about him. Child, he is so annoying. So he was just like, he was trying to make it all about him, talking about what that's supposed to mean. That's about me or whatever. So they arguing in the back seat or, between each other or whatever. And Andy like, yo, come on. And not right now. And so Karen was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna just wait till you get out the car or whatever, talking to Andy. And so Andy was just basically like, this is what she said she wanted to forget. And Karen was like, yeah, I want to do the same. And here goes Zach again, talking about, well, what's that supposed to mean? You trying to forget me? But she was like, oh my God, it don't matter or whatever like that. So then he turns to Andy and asks Andy how she feel about him or whatever. And so, did Andy say it don't matter? I think Aaron said Andy said it don't matter. And so Karen was like, Zach, just stop. Like, she was just trying to tell him, like, look, this is not what you want. Like, don't ask her this question or whatever like that. He still want to keep asking her. So she tell him, like, she read him down. She was like, look, I think you a good guy, that you mean well, but you keep getting in the way of yourself all the time. You immature. You keep acting like it's the man holding you back when, like, yo, you really not even trying. She was like, you keep hiding under the fact that you went to jail. You ain't really trying to find nothing better for yourself. Like, she was just going down on this man, right? She was like, you keep trying to, no, what she said, she was like, the reason why you pick fights with Karen is because her success makes you feel small. And that's what he was like, yo, well, she was like, no. You asked me the question, I'm gonna give you the answer or whatever. So she keep going, y'all. She was like, you keep using being sexy and cute and making it light. What she say? Making her world light up or whatever. When it's actually more than that. What she say? It takes more than that to be a man. That's what she said. And she was just like, until you realize what you're doing wrong and all this other stuff, y'all not gonna work out. Like, y'all just really not gonna work out or whatever like that. And he was like, yeah, I see that or whatever. And so she was like, yeah, I can put some of that stuff on Karen too. And he was like, yeah, thank you. And she was like, no, or whatever. So they get to Andy's apartment. She done walked all the way up to the door. Because Karen wanted to get out of that car, okay? She done walked all the way up to the door. Andy like, girl, you ain't had to walk me up to the door. Well, she was like, yeah, I know, girl, I know. And she was like, would you just really want to get out of the car? She was like, yeah. And so Andy was like, Karen, like, I could have been, no, she was like, Karen told Andy, she was like, you read him down. And so Andy was like, yeah, and I could have applied some of that to you too. And so Karen was like, look, girl, look, I know. She was like, look, you need to make a choice, okay? You need to decide, what you going to do. Either you want him or you don't. Like, you a one-way street. Like, you got to realize what you doing and stop wasting your time. Like, you going to keep going on and on with him and you just wasting your time. Like, decide what you want or whatever. And she was like, all right, girl, I'm going to go down here and decide what I want and stuff. So Karen goes open the door to leave. Who at the door, child? It's Gary. So Gary at the door. And so Andy trying to act all hard, talking about something, what do you want, Gary, or whatever. Karen about to go in. Andy was like, no, chill, or whatever. Because Gary was like, well, I can't keep making nice with her. I can't keep pretending or something. So that's when Karen was about to go in on him. And Andy like, go ahead, girl. Don't you got a situation in the car you got to take care of? And so she was like, all right. So then she leaves or whatever. Gary walks in. He started apologizing. She like, for what? He like, for what I see in your eyes or whatever. And she was like, it's okay or whatever. And so he was just like, well, what would have happened? Oh no, she said something about you could have killed him. And he was like, well, I just can't, picture him doing something to you or whatever. What would have happened if I wasn't there? And she was just like, I'm trying not to think about it. And then they started going back and forth, child. And then she asked him, was he hungry or something? So of course they going bow chicky wow wow or whatever. And she back in love with him and want to be with him and all. Anyway, Zach and Karen, they back in the car. Zach like, you agree with your friend or whatever. And so Karen ain't say nothing to him. And so he was like, oh, you gonna give me the silent treatment? All right, whatever. So he was like, yo, she had a lot to say for somebody who's sleeping with a married man or whatever. And she like, you don't need to judge. And he was like, well, I'm just saying, like, I thought she would have learned her lesson from you or whatever. And she was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, old chick. I said, oh God, we still talking about this dead lady. What? You don't even know the whole story. Immaturity. Because if he would have listened and stopped trying to make it like, oh, she did this because I slept with other people, so therefore she slept with other people. No, that ain't even what happened, and that's not how that worked. Like, whatever, Zach. Like, he is so annoying or whatever. So Karen was basically like, look, what'd she say? Yeah, she was like, pull over. Just let me out this car. He was like, well, no, we almost home. She was like, no, just pull over or whatever like that. And so he finally pulled over and he was like, what? And she was like, look, I thought we could make this work, but I'm done. Like, I just can't with you no more. And he was like, so you saying we over? And she like, yeah. And so he was just like, well, if I'm not coming back or whatever. She was like, I know. And he was like, well, I'm just saying, like, I'm not coming back. She was like, yeah, I know, you said it already. So at first when she told him to pull over and she wanted to get out of the car, I was like, ain't that your car though? So how you, whatever. But she must have thought about it. I was like, you know, that's my goddamn car. So she walks around to the driver's seat. He gets out. He all in the window talking about something, leave my bag at Danny's house. That bag would have been right over there on the corner, right beside him as I drove off. Okay. But anyway, she's just like, whatever. She drives off. She calls Aaron. And of course, he's still away. So she invite him over to the house or whatever. Then we see, let me make sure. Yeah. Then we at Danny's house. Bri knocking on the door. Why she at the door all late? Like, she already knew this girl had a man over there. So why would you come over there and you know she had a man at the... Just selfish. You couldn't text her or send her some kind... Child. Anyway, Danny go open up the door with the cowboy hat on and the sheet half wrapped around her. And child, she like, shh, be quiet. She started tiptoeing. Preston knocked out. Child. He knocked out, okay? She like, what happened or whatever? Mm-hmm. And so, Danny just had like some smile on her face. And so Bri tells her, no, Bri was like, oh no, girl, you got your man over outside. She's like, no, what happened? So she tells her what happened. And then of course she going through the whole, I feel so bad because he was there with his daddy and all this other stuff. And then Danny like, oh, and she was like, wait a minute, why are you acting sweet and caring? Like, what's going on with you? What he do to you, girl? It wasn't that good. She was like, it was that good, girl. It was that good. I said, oh my goodness. So she was just like, all right, I guess she asked her, well, cause she was like, he playing mind games or whatever. She was like, well, what he saying? Cause she's talking about something. She about to watch the CMAs and go on road. I said, Danny is so stupid. But anyway, she gonna tell Bri, she'll tell her tomorrow. And Bri like, what? I'm like, Bri, really? You see the man knocked out in the bed. Like, if you don't get the beep out the damn house, like, come on now. What kind of friend is you? But anyway, Bri, Danny like, girl, I'm trying to see how many more rodeos I can get out of him or whatever. And so Bri left. She was just like, everybody getting their life but me. She was like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna go and get out the house. I was like, you should never open up the goddamn door the first time. Cause, no. I wouldn't open. She'd have been still outside. Next we see Karen. She chilling with her wine. Aaron knocks on the door. Of course, she let him in. She go to put the wine up because she don't want to, trigger him or nothing like that. But he like, it's fine or whatever. That's not going to trigger me or nothing. And she was like, well, I don't really need it. And he was like, well, it look like you do. And she was like, well, that's how habits start. And he was like, yeah, you right or whatever. So then they start talking. It was just like little small talk. And he was just like, he couldn't sleep. He's staying at the house, but he about to move or whatever. And she asked about the kids. And he was like, well, I haven't talked to them because they not my kids or whatever. And they never really liked him. And this, the suicide, their mom's death, put a bigger wedge in between them or whatever like that. So he blaming himself, of course, for the wife killing herself and stuff. But it's not his fault. She was mentally ill. Like, we could all see that, child. Yeah, he couldn't do nothing about her. I mean, he was kind of rude to her or whatever. But still, like, she was mentally ill and all the other stuff. So, like, he can't really blame himself for that. So Karen was like, you need to talk to somebody. He was like, I'm talking to you. She was like, no, you need to talk to a professional or whatever. And so he was just like, well, aren't you like a hairdresser? Aren't you a therapist, like, to your clients and stuff? She was like, yeah, I mean, and he going to kiss her. So she like pulled away or whatever. He was like, what's going on? She was like, look, you in a lot of pain. You not really thinking about what you doing and stuff. And he was just like, no, I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. Like, I'm just going for it or whatever. And she was just like real cute. And so they had like a little exchange and stuff. And then he was saying that she was saving him again from, doing something that he probably would, I don't think he would have regret sleeping with her or kissing her or anything like that, because I think he really likes her or whatever, but still not having enough time to grieve and stuff. But at any rate, he laid his head on her lap and just started crying. And he was apologizing for crying. She was just like, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Just get it out or whatever. And he was just like, he just needed one night to feel weak and feel sad and stuff like that. Just one night. And she was like, it's all right. You got your one night. And she was just like rubbing him. It was like a real, like a cute little moment. Then we see Bri. She keep leaving messages for Maurice. She back at home. Of course, she thinking like, he had a good night with old dude and stuff. That's why he never showed up. She don't know what happened. So she would look like she was about to call Calvin after she hung up, after leaving a message with Maurice. Then she put her phone down. Of course, Calvin calling her. Child, he got a nasty ass attitude. First of all, why are you calling me up just to have an attitude? Just to be mad about something? Like, you ain't even had to call me up. He like, what was you doing there tonight? She was like, Maurice invited me or whatever. He like, And she was just like, she apologized or something, because he was just like, well, why you need a change up there and all this other stuff. And she apologized, and she was like, that was Danny's idea. I was like, what was the purpose of that, girl? You left the change. Staying in your shit. Like, you threw the change or whatever. You threw the change. Yeah, I threw the change, because you got a lot of explaining to do, Lucy. So he was just like, he was like something, and she said, what? He was like, yeah, because you need your friends to think for you or whatever like that. And she was like, look, like, I know I hurt you, whatever like that, but you trying to hurt me, that's uncalled for, whatever. He was like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to make you leave me the F alone or whatever. And she was just like, well, that's the problem. I really like you, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. And she was saying like all this extra stuff. You know how Bri do, child. While she was talking, he was like, click him. He hung up on her. So she was like, F you too. I said, girl, you don't even mean that. Then we see Andy and Gary. Like I said, they bow cheeky wow child. They talking about the future. And he talking about in the next 2 months, they gonna be engaged. They gonna be talking about getting married in Italy. Then they gonna she gonna own her own private practice and have all these lawyers underneath of her and all this other stuff. And she was like, well, where are you going to be at? And he was like, I'm going to be happy and in love for real this time or whatever. And so then she was like, well, in the next 2 months, am I going to have a license to practice, or I'm just going to be owning the practice and stuff? And he was like, don't worry about that. You will not get disbarred. I got a few tricks up my sleeve or whatever. And she was like, okay. And so then she started kissing him, and then it was like, bam, 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 bam on the door. And she was like, who that at the door? I think he said it was the PI or whatever. And she was like banging on the door like that. And so he was like, it's all right. Don't worry about nothing and nothing like that. So he goes to the door. Of course, there's some cops. Because I'm like, did you really think that man wasn't going to say you beat him up and tried to kill him? Like, this is Maurice. What's his name, Maurice? This is coked out Maurice. Like, did you really think he wasn't going to snitch you out or whatever? So he goes to the door. The cops there. They like, turn around. You under arrest, blah, blah, blah. This man got on his drawers, okay? She like, what are you doing? Nah, you can't. I'm gonna get you a shirt, baby. I'm gonna get you. And the cop like turn around. He was like, well, let me get some clothes on. No. And so she like, well, I'm his lawyer. He was like, okay, good. You can help him then turn around. You under arrest. So they finally arrest him, take him down there. She like, I'm right behind you, baby. Don't worry. I was like, Andy, if you don't hit, here you go with this baby shit. She gets so my nerves with that whole baby stuff. Anyway, next we see Danny. She wake up, Preston gone. Now, I think Preston might have went to go get some breakfast or something like that. Because, Danny ain't got shit in her fridge. So maybe he went to go try to cook her a morning breakfast or something. And there wasn't no bacon and eggs in there. So he went down to the local grocery store. And then he gonna come back. I think that's what it is. Or he went to work and he left a note on the door or something like that. Because I don't think Preston would have just dipped on her or whatever. But he not there in the bed right now. So she calls Bri and was just like, he gone. And she was like, what? He gone? He just left? So she like, yeah, and he cleaned the kitchen. I'm like, what's going on? The kitchen clean and stuff? She was like, I was smoking and drinking last night. Was there really a man here? And did you come here and stuff? So she thinking she tripping. Bree, at first, Bree was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She was like, oh, God, I'm going to stop smoking weed. And so she go into all this thing. She was like, look, Danny, I was there, whatever. Maybe he'll just text you back or whatever like that. Girl, you got to get up and go to work and stuff like that. So then she was like, all right, whatever. So then we see Aaron. They done fell asleep on the couch the same way scenes before. So he fell asleep on her lap. She fell asleep like sitting up on the couch or whatever. He like, yo, you let me sleep like that? She was like, yeah, you look like you need some rest, so I just let you sleep. So he like, wow, that's the nicest thing somebody has ever done for me or whatever like that. And she was like, what? And so he's telling her she an angel. He said she was an angel. Or, yeah, I mixed that up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And then he asked if he could come over, and she was like, yeah, I would love to see you and stuff. And so they get ready to leave or whatever, or he gets ready to leave, because he said he got to go to the funeral home in about an hour, but he ain't really want to go. But she was just like, you got to do what you got to do. Come on now, get up, put your shoes on, get on out of here. So she pushed him out. As soon as she opened up the door, of course, who had the door? Zach. Can we just open up the door and nobody on the other side of the door for once? Like, child. But anyway, Zach at the other side, he like, oh, I guess it ain't what they look like now. Karen like, I'll see you later on tonight. Okay, call me. She act like she didn't hear this man. So I'm like, what is he doing there anyway? But he apparently left his phone in her car or whatever. So she like, all right, the keys is right there. Go on and get them. He's side-eyeing her and doing all this extra immature-ish. She just act like she unbothered. So she go put the wine away and whatnot. Then what else we see? Okay, that was it. Then we see Bri. She finally gets to work. And while she walking up the path, she happened to look and saw a body. Because when she pulled up, you could see like feet or whatever. But when she walked on the path, you could see Maurice laying there or whatever like that. She go over there screaming and hollering. And then that's it. It cut off or whatever. So next week, it looked like she going to be in the hospital with Maurice and the girls, going to be there supporting her and stuff like that. And Jasmine going to be confronting Andy. And then it looked like freaking Calvin, Bri in the hospital being there for Maurice. And it looked like Calvin was popping off on her, talking about something, why you follow me? Sir, do you own the goddamn hospital? But anyway, that's next week's show. I'm going to cuss him out on next week's episode. But this was this week's episode. Let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Let me know if y'all like this video by hitting the thumbs up button. And also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell to be notified for when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. That is it. Oh, I gave y'all a video under 30 minutes. Hey. All right, let me shut up. And I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.